Update. Decided not to be a doormat anymore and told affair partner's his boyfriend. Original post. First D-Day was October 2022, I was 8 weeks pregnant. At that point, it was an emotional affair and the affair partner thought I was fine with it. Wayward partner lied to her, and promised they'd stop, so I promised I wouldn't tell her boyfriend. I even became friends with her. I'm not ready to talk about what went on for the next 10 months. But it was bad. Multiple D-Days. Lies, gaslighting. Crazy pregnancy hormones. Medication. Etc. I finally decided to leave last summer and stay with my parents for a bit. That woke him up and he told me the truth, after months of begging for honesty. Their affair had turned physical less than 2 months after the first D-Day. Things slowly got better after that. But he still wouldn't cut contact with affair partner. Because apparently he needed both of us to help him stay sober. I still didn't tell her boyfriend. They convinced me he'd beat her up if I said anything. So, I used it as leverage and told them if they did anything to hurt me again, I'd tell her boyfriend everything. I know nothing physical happened between them for almost a year. Until a few weeks ago. He was fired from his job a little over a month ago, which triggered me because the affair started when he was fired from his previous job, where they worked together. Then he brought her with him to the next job. So, I was incredibly triggered. Crying, shaking, angry, etc. It felt like I was put in a time machine and taken back 2 years. I said some things to him I probably shouldn't have, but I apologized. He was in a dark place and I was really worried about him. So I did the dumbest thing I could possibly do. I wasn't thinking clearly. I went to the affair partner for help. I thought maybe she knew something I didn't. Maybe he said something to her that could help me help him. She took that information and used it as an excuse to see him. And they met up and one thing led to another and they slept together. I knew something wasn't right after that because he was acting the same as last year. So I did some digging and found proof of what happened. I immediately confronted him and he said he was going to tell me. He was just trying to find the right time. It was 2+ weeks ago. I was in shock. But I also wasn't surprised. After that, we agreed he would cut contact with her. However, he wanted to come up with a plan and do it slowly. Apparently, I agreed, don't have any memory of it. I decided I've had enough and texted affair partner I'm done. And that I warned them what would happen if they did anything to hurt me again. I'm figuring out how to tell her boyfriend. Now my wayward partner is blaming me for everything bad that's happened. I pushed them together. He wouldn't have cheated if I didn't make him feel alone, and he wouldn't have had to sleep with her again a few weeks ago if I didn't get angry/triggered last month. I'm feeling like this is probably over. He says he takes responsibility. Although if that were the case, he wouldn't be blaming me, right? He says he apologized. But I'm sorry you're having a hard time isn't really an apology. I don't know what I'm hoping to get by posting here. I don't have anyone in my life I can talk to about this and I feel lonely, confused, tired, and like I was dragged around over bumps and broken glass for 300 miles. Reading the top comments before the next updates. Oh please. Him cheating is all on him. He's a weak man and a total joke. Personally, I think you deserve so much better than someone who makes excuses and tries to blame you while he actively betrayed you. Let him face the consequences of his actions. He has no integrity. If you're not okay with certain behaviors, don't tolerate or try to forgive them. They're unforgivable. Reconciling betrayed. Thank you. It's unfortunate I let them manipulate me for so long. My brain is so scrambled. I'm trying to learn how to stand up for myself. I hear you. We were all manipulated and gaslit at some point. It's just, once the truth is revealed, we have to fight back and not tolerate anything we're truly not able to accept. If he keeps playing manipulative games when you know the truth, then he's just showing his character by avoiding accountability. It took me time to build back my self-esteem and not let anything slide anymore. Now I feel like I worked a bit too hard on healing and I don't want to put up with even the most minor things. Sometimes I want to burn it all to the ground for being taken advantage of. Yeah, I'm trying. It's like I have no energy anymore. It'd be easier if I just put up with it. I mean, harder in the long run, and emotionally. But easier for now. I just need to keep reminding myself I'm actually worth something. I'm trying to figure out how to tell her boyfriend. Here's how I told my wife's affair partner's wife. Your husband has been sleeping with my wife. I have absolute proof if you need it. She replied asking for the proof. I sent her screenshots of proof. She thanked me. They are now divorced. No matter what he does with the information, it is not your problem. It is her problem. She caused it by stepping out of her marriage. Other betrayed spouse has a right to know. Tell him. F these affairs. I think I know what I'm gonna say. I just have no idea how to contact him. Affair partner blocked me on all of his social medias. I don't have his phone number or email. I know where they live. But I don't want to be the creepy person sitting outside, waiting for him to come out. First update. Now my partner is upset with me, blaming me. Telling me I knew which buttons to push them back together. I know it was the right thing to do. Affair partner's boyfriend deserved the truth. And I already kept their secret for them for 2+ years, telling them that if they were more than friends I'd tell her boyfriend. Stupidly thinking it was enough leverage to keep them apart and keep my family intact. We have 4 kids together. Found proof they effed again last month. Now my family is destroyed. And I can't help but feel like it's my fault. I told them what would happen. I even warned them what I was gonna do last week. Before anyone asks. Yes, I'm done with this relationship. I know I've been a clueless idiot, so please be nice. I'm really hurting. And mad at myself for being so stupid. So many regrets. Second update. Long story short, my partner cheated on me with his coworker, who also happened to be my friend, for over 2 years. And yes, I knew almost the entire time. I had proof, I had screenshots, I had everything I needed. But I stayed silent. Part of it was because I was pregnant at the time and dealing with the hormonal roller coaster that comes with that. Part of it was because I was being lied to and gaslit every single day, and I started doubting my own judgment. And part of it was because my mental health was so bad that I could barely keep myself together, let alone blow up someone else's life. For over 2 years, I carried this secret. I smiled through holidays. I pretended everything was fine. I let my so-called friend sit at my table and laugh with me, knowing what she was doing behind my back. I told myself I was doing the right thing by keeping quiet, that it was better to avoid more drama while I was pregnant and trying to keep my life stable. Well, last week I finally broke my silence. I told the affair partner's boyfriend everything. Every detail, every receipt, every message I had saved. I expected him to be angry at me for waiting so long, but instead he was incredibly kind. He told me he hoped I would be okay, that I deserved better, and that I had done the right thing by finally telling him. Then he went nuclear on her. And honestly, I'm a little jealous of how strong and decisive he was. He kicked her out, took back the car he had bought for her, rehomed their cats, and cut off everything. She has nothing now, no car, no pets, no home. She had to pack her things and move back in with her parents. And as if that weren't enough, it came out that she wasn't just cheating with my partner, she had been with multiple other people too. Meanwhile, my partner is finally realizing just how badly he messed up. He threw away his family for someone who was lying to him just as much as he was lying to me. He ended things with her and is now coming clean, telling me the truth as if I didn't already know. He wants to fix things, to work on our relationship, to make it right. But it's too little, too late. I've moved into the guest room until I figure out my next steps, and I honestly don't see a future with him anymore. Let my experience be a cautionary tale. If you ever find out about an affair, tell the affair partner's partner. Don't wait. Don't protect them. Don't let them go on thinking their life is fine while you suffer in silence. I should also add, the affair partner's boyfriend also told some of her co-workers. He suspects her relationship with my partner is why he was fired a few months ago. Now she has to show up to work every day knowing everyone thinks she got their friend fired and destroyed a family. Give me strength as I figure out where to go from here. Reading the top comments before the next update. You did the right thing to let other betrayed spouse know about her cheating. Now it's your turn to kick your cheating partner out of your life. Don't take him back no matter what he promises. He is an abuser who is not worth your time. Move on and start a brand new life without the dead weight on your back. You are a mom, so be strong and show your child how to live a life of integrity. Good luck and best wishes. Thank you. I'm just trying to take this one step at a time. For me, and my kids. I don't want to overwhelm myself into another mental breakdown. Wise advice here. Every betrayed person deserves the truth. Kudos to the other betrayed spouse going scorched earth. It is the only way to deal with cheaters. Ironically, statistics show that betrayed parties who go nuclear at the very beginning of discovery have a far greater chance of getting the truth than the cheater begging for reconciliation. So many cheaters are cake eaters, and when their comforts of spouse, home, family, and reputation are threatened, they often cave. 2 years is an utter disgrace. What a piece of crap, and the fact you were so vulnerable as well. I am pro-reconciliation under the right circumstances, but that would be a no chance from me. He has shown you how capable he is of lying and gaslighting for a very, very long time. He would never have ended the affair himself. That says it all really. I am proud of you, OP. You've done the right thing, but why are you in the spare bedroom? Damn it, he should be in the doghouse permanently. Stay strong. Hopefully you don't have to share the same breathing space for much longer, aside from co-parenting, which you can do via a third party or an app. Please look after yourself and put your well-being first now. He most certainly never did. Yeah, it's been 2 years of non-stop heartbreak and pain. He just kept saying he loved us both and couldn't choose. I wish I had gone scorched earth. I had to be the one to move to a different room because he's determined to stay with me. But I know enough not to leave the house completely. Last update. My partner cheated, so I told the heartless Peach's boyfriend, who then dumped her and kept the cats they adopted together. Well, my ex-partner got mad at me and said it would be the same as him taking away our 4 kids and never letting me see them again. I'm sorry, but no. I spent 9 months growing each of my kids. Then I gave birth to each of them, very painfully. Then I nursed each of them. And I spent literally 24/7 taking care of them and being there for them. And that's just the beginning of the differences. Yes, I know that people's animals can become like children to them. Before I had kids, I had a cat who was my everything. And I was absolutely devastated when she passed. But her boyfriend taking away their cats is not the same as my ex taking away our kids. The fact that he even thinks that makes him more disgusting to me. Look, I'm a cat lady. I have 7. It's nowhere near the same as my child. But her cats aren't the issue here. She chose to cheat on her boyfriend, with a married man who has children. They got caught and she's paying the price. You are in no way responsible for her boyfriend's response. The fault here lies entirely with the 2 cheaters. What about what you're going through? The children? The fact that he's focusing on his affair partner's cats right now is baffling to me. This has got to be some of the most bizarre gaslighting I've ever seen. Maybe try telling him if he left that woman alone in the first place she'd still be in a relationship and have her cats? I told him that she's suffering the consequences of the crappy choices she made, to F multiple other people while also getting mad and calling her boyfriend crazy for being suspicious. I think it's just easier for him to sympathize with her, because he also made crappy choices and doesn't really want to face it. It's easier for him to paint her as a victim, so then he won't have to face the fact that he threw away his family for a heartless Peach, who was also lying to him. On to the next story. Would it be a bad/petty idea to have my husband serve divorce papers at his affair partner's house? Plus updates. Original post. So I am filing for divorce. No, my husband does not want to divorce me. He thinks he is entitled to a wife and a girlfriend and whoever else he feels like. His 20-year-old affair partner knew about me. After I'd found out about her, I messaged her on socials asking if she knew my husband was married. She said, yes. He said, you know he does things you just don't want to know. I said no, it's not okay he does this, and if it continues, I'm getting a divorce, and she said, I do not care about your feelings, I find it funny and I'm going to keep seeing him. So by happenstance, my husband drives a unique car, and one of my friends saw it parked outside of a house. She said she waited outside and saw both my husband and this girl come out of the house. I guess she rents from family or something. So I know where she lives, and I want to have him served by an officer at her home when her family is there. My suspicion is he has pretended to be a doting boyfriend, and her family probably thinks he's great. So I feel 2 reasons why I would do it this way. 1. I know when he is there for the process server. 2. It would be very satisfying to know that he gets served at her house and her family sees that he is married and getting served for divorce. The reasons why I'm hesitant are, is it making me look bad and petty? I want to walk away from this knowing I am free of anything that could leave me the bad guy. Secondly, I don't know what he would do if I have him served at her house, it could make him really mad. Anyway, just wondering what you'd advise. Thanks. Reading the top comments before the next updates. As a process server, these are the best kind. I love to see the affair partners' face when I hand them the papers, priceless. What's your most satisfying story? I had a set of divorce papers to serve. The husband filed for divorce. He sent over a picture of her and his plan of how he wanted it to happen. He was going to take her out for a nice dinner, then head back to their house. They pull up in the driveway, He quickly walks for the front door. She is fumbling around in the passenger seat with her purse, and I walk up to the car. I asked her if she was so-and-so. Yes, and she sobers up quickly. I hand her a large envelope and turn around. She asks what's this and starts to open the envelope. Before I get to my car, I get her screaming and cussing out her soon-to-be ex-husband. She thought he was being romantic with a nice dinner, but it was really going to be takeout. LOL. She had been cheating on him for months, and he wanted out. After serving, tell the affair partner, I find it funny, too. Yes. I am going to. First update. So my husband has cheated on me throughout most of our 5-year marriage. I didn't know all of it until recently, but given his last 2 affairs, I'm not surprised. I need help because my brain is going down a weird path since he's tried to convince me he still wants me in his life. I start thinking about how many people are alone and don't have someone in their life. The most recent, he cheated on me with a 19-year-old he met. Yes, she knew he was married and that I was not aware or okay with it, for over 9 months. I found out he'd been bringing her around mutual friends, calling her his girlfriend, taking her out after work. He'd come in the evening, so I didn't know for a long time. Eventually, after I found out, he started staying the night at her house for days and tried to make it normal to have a couple of nights with her. I told him for over 6 months that if he didn't end his affairs and start putting in the work for me and our marriage, cutting all people out, counseling, etc., I would divorce in the beginning of 2025. I was very clear and communicated very well what I expected and needed. It was bare minimum to start with, and he told me verbatim that he would not stop seeing this girl and I need to accept it because he's the man and women like me since the dawn of time have evolved for men to cheat on them. And no, he will not approve of me having another man. He has been very clear as I've brought up the idea, and he says absolutely not, but it's okay for him. So I filed for divorce. He moved out. He is now trying to tell me that I need to meet his girlfriend, that he wants me in his life, be open to the relationship since I've never tried it before and that it could be exciting and an adventure. I'm straight, don't like women like that, and WTF I'm not sharing a man, that I didn't grow as a person because I'm against his one-way open relationship. That I will not live with him or take him back because she is still in his life. Then he said I'm going to grow old alone and find a vanilla guy and be bored. All that to say, he has a way of making me feel like the problem, and now I start wondering if he's right. Second update. My husband was served divorce papers today. I am so sad and feel like the biggest piece of crap in the world. Even though he's been cheating on me for years and has a girlfriend he's brought around our friends and spends the night with her multiple nights a week. He has cheated on me at least 5x since we've been married. Has been on dating apps. First one was a married woman with kids and he brought her around everywhere. The gym, went to her house all the time. Second one is a girl he met and has been dating for almost a year. He sees her almost every day, calls her his girlfriend, brings her around our mutual friends, talks about her, spends the night at her house. I cried, was sad, tried to express my feelings to him and he never cared, never stopped seeing her, never tried to work on things. He just stopped trying for me. He didn't care and blatantly told me that he will not be loyal and he wants to be with me and stay married. That he wants to be with me forever. But also wants to sleep around. He came by the house yesterday to get some stuff. I didn't know he was going to be served today. Yesterday he was really depressed and sad. He said he didn't want to lose me and wants both. Wants this girl and me, wants to be married and with me. That he is so sad and doesn't feel good. That he is depressed and feels hopeless and that something is wrong with him. I don't know. Anyway, I filed for divorce and had been on the fence about him getting served. He did today. I am sad. I feel like a terrible person. I worry about him, I worry about his mental health, I worry I am making a mistake. But I don't feel I had a choice. You are not a terrible person and please don't worry about him. He brought this on himself. This is nothing to do with you. If he needs mental help he needs to seek it. Not sure you will find a better example of cake eater than what he is. It is normal to feel bad as your marriage is ending. But you will feel much better in the weeks and months ahead. Get the best settlement you can, take all the time you need to heal, then start enjoying life without being concerned about his disrespect to you and your marriage. He already has places to go and spend the night. Get his stuff out of the house as soon as you can. I feel your sadness OP, but you did the right thing. Let his family deal with him now. Thank you. It is so hard not to feel like the worst person on the planet. He was 100% aware this was not working for me and I was broken from his affairs and begged him to stop. I don't know what else I was supposed to do. Why though? Like seriously, why? You just typed out every bad thing he did to you and it is bad. You just said you degraded yourself to beg someone to treat you with the bare minimum respect and he did none of that, and yet you still feel bad. See a therapist, because, and I'm not trying to be mean, you have serious mental issues that you need to fix. And no, it's not about being a nice person, it's about having some form of self-respect, which you apparently have none.